Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of MC Eternal. I hope that everyone is having a great day. I know that I am. Today is May 3rd of 2020, and you're going to be watching this on May 4th, tomorrow probably. Actually, you will be, so may the 4th be with you for all of my Star Wars nerds out there. And early happy Cinco de Mayo to those of you who recognize that as well. Anywho, it has been an amazing weekend here in Ohio. Great weather. We went out today and did some walking. We rode our bikes and just got some sun. I got a little bit too much sun. I got a little bit of sunburn, but that's okay. I will take it. I will take all of the sun rays that I can get, because being in Ohio, who knows what tomorrow will be like for us. So, first and foremost, I do want to thank all of you who have been supporting the channel and subscribing, following along. We are well past our 200 subscribers that I talked about several episodes ago. We're up to 258 as of today. So hopefully we'll get to 300 relatively soon. That's the goal for now. And all of you who have been commenting, I do want to make a quick note before we jump into things. So we had been sticking out Sky Factory episodes, and the views just weren't there for it. So I've kind of determined that it's probably best to stop it. I'm sorry to those of you who were enjoying those episodes. We're going to find something else to replace it. In the meantime, we are going to keep going with MC Eternal, obviously, because there's plenty that we can do in here. I just want to kind of phrase my thoughts here, along with a comment from Nexodon Wormwood, who left me a nice comment as well. So the problem with Sky Factory, again, as he had pointed out as well, that I've been thinking, it's an old mod pack. It's been done for quite some time, and there are plenty of Let's Plays out there around it, and people are kind of tired of it, to be completely honest. There's nothing new to it, so the views aren't there because people have already seen a lot of it. And it's unfortunate, because obviously I would love to play it, and I would love for there to be an audience to want to watch it. But, you know, if the audience isn't there, I don't want to force something, you know. I want to have fun, but I also want to, you know, put out content that people are going to enjoy as well. So we are going to stop that. We'll find something, like I said, to replace it. I do appreciate the comment, man. I was already kind of thinking in that state of mind on what to do with the series, and that kind of just solidified what I was thinking. So I do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who leaves comments. So yeah, we'll try to get something in that spot in the channel in the coming days. There have been a few recommendations for like Crashlands, and I've been looking around at some other games that we could try that maybe are a little bit different than Minecraft in general, such as Crashlands. So we'll see how it goes, and what we kind of get into that slot. If there's anything that you guys would like to see, I'd love to hear it. I know I've had recommendations for like Fortnite and GTA. Fortnite just isn't me. I mean, I used to play Call of Duty all the time, and I loved that, but I've kind of gotten away from like the first-person shooters in that sense. I like being able to just kick back, relax, and, you know, for Minecraft, you know, obviously build stuff or explore, so you kind of get more into those RPGs and stuff like that. So if you have suggestions, let me know. I'm going to keep coming up with some ideas, and we'll just fill that spot eventually. But anywho, enough chit-chat. We're going to jump into what we're doing today. I do want to recap. We did have a live stream several days ago, maybe on Friday, which would have been the 1st. And I was streaming this, so over on Twitch. Link is in the description down below if you want to follow me over there. It should be a video over there if you want to view it, but I'm going to catch you up anywho. We didn't do too much of crazy things, but what we did do is we started building our kitchen. So this is our new building for our kitchen. I placed it right next to our farmhouse here. And I went with this. Obviously, it's not done yet. It needs a little bit more work, which is perfectly fine. Got plenty of time to figure out how I want to finalize it. But as you can see, we have all of our crates in here, and we have our nice countertops, our fridge, and we have our cow in a jar over there, and our sink and everything. And we have most stuff stuck away in here. We have our stove over here as well, our oven and our stove hooked up to some power here. I did link this into our ME system. so we could continue to route items to here. And I also upgraded within these bad boys. If I click on them, I upgraded the storage capacity because we were reaching capacity on a lot of these bad boys, just because a lot of the things are continuously running. For example, our chickens are continuously laying eggs. Our farms are continuously running, producing wheat as well as potatoes. So I wanted to make sure there was enough space for that. And the whole floor is the kitchen floor, so everything is one big multi-block, which is great. The unfortunate thing that I did do with this, I tried to look up different options of wirelessly routing it into our system, but I couldn't come up with anything very simple. So ultimately I did physically run it. So if we come down into our mob farm basement, so here's our mob farm. If we come down one more level, we have everything set up to collect the drops from our mobs, which there haven't really been any because we have the lights on up there. But I routed in this ME covered cable, which is fairly easy to make. You just do the ME cables, use a little bit of wool to cover them up, and I have this running all the way over to our new kitchen. And then obviously I kind of cleaned it up down here as well by putting these bad boys in, just to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing. So I think it looks pretty nice. And then we obviously have our ender chest here for our ender pouch when we're out exploring. We still need to figure out our sorting for this bad boy, but I'm not too concerned with it because we have plenty of resources for the time being. I do love our new mob farm though, but it's actually kind of funny when we come into our house now, because now this whole section is cleared out, which is crazy. I mean, we're slowly but surely getting there, getting new buildings set up and kind of spreading out our whole village area, which will be really cool. And we'll kind of figure out, like I said, the rest of this building as time moves on. I also was able to get it where you have the little numbers here that let you know how much you have stored up, which can be very convenient for those items that you get a ton of, like eggs and so on and so forth, that are automatically going, like I had mentioned. So in drawers, you want to look for a specific key. I believe it's the drawer key. Actually, I think I still have it on me. I put it away. Or the quantify key from storage drawers. So this will show or hide stored quantity labels. It's not a hard recipe for it. You just need a book and quill, which is pretty straightforward. And then you need a normal drawer key, which is an upgrade template and a little bit of gold. Super straightforward to make. So, and it doesn't have any durability or anything like that. So I went around, you have to individually do it to every single drawer you have. At least that's what I did. Maybe there's a shortcut for it that I'm not aware of. But it definitely helps out to see what we are working with. But yeah, so we have it all set up, and we can expand on this, maybe put some more food over here, because I kind of just stuck a ton of stuff in here because it was a little bit easier than trying to sort everything out one by one. Plus, we don't have a ton of everything. Oh yeah, that's what we want. We'll hold on to that, and then we'll get some double fried. There we go. Get a couple of them sandwiches going, just like so, and we'll be good to go. But yeah, so yeah, pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. Obviously, I haven't done anything with our with the Betweenlands or anything like that because I was saving it for this episode, which is what we're going to get into. I did want to complete a quest though that I did during the stream. Again, if you're interested, go and check out my Twitch, which is link in the description. So we did make the Biome staff, and we get 2 items from it. We get some moolah, and we get a random loot reward. We got some magenta stained glass. So nothing too crazy. I believe I have it on me. I went and I got a cherry blossom grove. I want that on me. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I went and I found a cherry blossom grove biome, and I was kind of interested in testing it out and just seeing how it would look over here, because it does change the color of the ground, which is pretty cool, and it can change you know, what mobs spawn and everything. It literally changes the biome for that area. So maybe we'll give it a tester over here, because this is the first time I'm trying this and I don't want to completely mess something up. So let's just do it like maybe over here. I think we just can do it like that. And I think that's all we have to do, right? Yeah, you don't do anything with that. I think it's just that. And you can see it gets a little bit brighter in here. The grass tone changes a little bit. And if you had something different, different biome, maybe something a little more dramatic, you would definitely be able to see it more. But let's see, I can try to get up a little higher here, and you can see that that whole area around there is a different hue now. Yeah, again, like I said, if we were to get a completely different biome, like something that was very dramatic, like if you were to go to the Nether, I think it works with the Nether, I'm going to assume it does, or like a vampire forest, it would be extremely noticeable. But it'd be kind of cool to give it a little more of a go and maybe get some different looking, just some different looking biomes up in this place. I think it would look really, really cool. Now, unfortunately, the tree we had put down last episode actually grew into a tree. The sapling, I mean. So we need to get a new sapling. And we need to use our talisman on it. So let's do this. Boom. We have our big tree, which actually worked out perfectly. Oof. That's a, that was a close call there. Fairly close. It actually did take out one of the blocks here. And I'm sure this is pretty standard, so you could probably measure out where the tree is going to go based on this. But yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool to have it right there next to our wizard tower. I think that's going to look super, yeah, that looks super cool to have that right there. And then we could put like another, like maybe witch's shack over here or something like that. Like just make it look super cool. We did get a weedwood sapling, actually, from that, which I'm kind of surprised. Maybe, I don't know why we got that. Did we just, maybe it just fell? Like one of the things fell from it? I have no idea. But there's a chance that we're going to lose our food when we go in there. So, and our torches are not going to work. What we're going to want to do is make different types of torches. And we can pull those up. I know the Betweenlands has been done many a time before, but obviously this is going to be our first time getting to it. So where is what we want? Alright, got it. So it's at just Betweenlands. It's not the Betweenlands. And this will show you everything that we can get from this mod, which is pretty dope. There's a lot that we can do here. And once we get in there, I think our quests actually are going to populate that if we go to dimensions. Yeah, this is the Betweenlands here, and we'll get all of these quests that populate. So we can go and do a little bit of exploration with those bad boys. So, without further ado, let's hop into it. And we'll just see what works. I don't think we'll lose anything. Worst case scenario, we might lose our food, but we can easily make some more food if need be. So what you do is you just stand in one of these 4 portals like so. And then it's going to load us into the Betweenlands. Actually, caverns of the Betweenlands. Actually, wilderness now. Okay. I was going to say, it'd be kind of weird if it spawned us below ground. And it just takes a little bit to load in, obviously, like any other dimension that you're getting into. Just takes time. So, and we can get set up with a teleporter, so we can just easily get back and forth to here. But obviously, unlike some of our other ones, like the Nether or like our Twilight Forest, where the portals aren't as cool, this one is a really cool portal. I mean, that big tree is pretty cool. So, let's get loaded in here. Alright, cool. And where is our spawn? You know, we do have night vision, which actually probably will help us out in this scenario. But our spawn actually looks pretty interesting. We are kind of out in the middle of nowhere, to be completely fair. So it's not that amazing. And yeah, it looks like our food instantly became rotten food. So that is a aspect of the Betweenlands, like many of you probably already know who have experienced this mod pack, your food will go bad, unfortunately. I was kind of curious if it would work with modded food, because certain modded food, like when I was doing it, when I was playing this in SevTech Ages, certain food would be perfectly fine. There would be no problem with it. But obviously, for whatever reason, it's not the same. So let's get over to some cobblestone here, and let's get a little bit of a platform going. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna shift and get this going, and we're just gonna get some cobble set up here so we don't just spawn into a floating tree. And we do have a little bit of ground here, which is perfect. It's good to have a little bit of ground, and we could take some of these this vegetation back with us, which will actually be pretty cool to be able to decorate our area a little bit more with this stuff, our village. So yeah, let's just get a few cobblestone areas put in here. There are obviously enemies that attack you fairly quickly. You just want to be careful. And yeah, it's not looking like our sword is doing much damage, unfortunately. It's doing a lot of damage to this guy. And we actually completed a bounty, which is a little bit funny because that's not what we were going for this episode, but hey, I mean, you take it, right? Let's just get some more cobble going, just like so. And the nice thing for us is that we already have flight, so we don't need to worry about ooh, we got some ruins over there. We don't need to worry about like trying to get around the swampiness of this place, because unfortunately that is a lot of what this place is just swamp. So, but as you can see, we've already encountered quite a few enemies, and our food meter is already going down pretty far. So as you can tell, above our normal food meter are these new bald meters, or balls, on top of our food meter, and those are for sap. And now there's certain trees that you can get it from, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't fully recall what the trees look like, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of digging to figure out. I think it might just be the sap tree here. I mean, that would be the most logical one, right? So let's see. Okay, cool. And we did make the advancement a cure. And as you can tell, I'm getting a little scatterbrained on what I have mentioned thus far, but the Betweenlands does hinder your weapons pretty much useless, for the most part. Now, again, with my SevTech Ages playthrough, I had a little bit better luck with certain modded weapons working in the Betweenlands, but obviously, thus far, we've experienced a few that haven't been working for us. So, just to recap, food will go bad, so you're gonna have to find food here. Sap is definitely a way to go because it's a new, basically, food source for the Betweenlands to get you going. You'll have to replenish that. Your weapons are going to be less useful for the most part. Again, you might be able to tinker around and figure out if there are ones that will work well. I guess it just depends on the configurations and what mods are installed and everything like that. So your mileage may vary on that. And then, what else was I gonna say? There's something else. It is Swamplands, so you're just going to have a little bit of a harder time getting around if you do not have some kind of flight. So just keep that in mind as you are getting into this place. It does look like the legendaries do carry over here. And it's actually interesting how our sounds for our sword are in this dimension, because normally they're not like that, where it's like the like it's just one foul swoop, whereas this one is like doing multiple ones. But anywho, so yeah, it's for the most part, that's what you kind of start with. Now the other thing that we can do is get set up in a tree, and honestly that's going to be one of the easiest things to do when you get here, is to just get going in a tree. Holy smokes, it took out the whole thing. It's interesting that it actually vein mined the log along with the normal wood on the inside. I wonder, I'm guessing then their ID values are the same. Because realistically it shouldn't be doing that. I mean, obviously, as you guys know, it'll only do one type. So for example, if you're rocking, I don't know, if you're in normal stone and you do vein miner, it's not going to get rid of your gravel that might be in there, and so on and so forth. It'll only get rid of the block in question. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting that it did that. But anywho, let's see if these torches will work. Now that's the other thing too, is sometimes, again, certain mods won't work the same way with other mods. So realistically, if you place torches in this dimension, they will get damp and they will burn out. And you need to make the torches for this dimension. However, since we're using the inventory pets mod to spawn these torches in, I don't know if it's going to be the same effect or not. I mean, thus far, it's looking like it's fine. Like, it's not actually dampening them out. Now, let's try outside. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're getting put out. Which, again, is interesting. It's going to be like a kind of a guessing game for the most part. I mean, unless you've already experienced this, you already know what to expect. You've already tinkered around with it. I mean, you're going to be sitting and trying to figure out what will work and what won't work. I mean, if you understand the basics of what the mod is supposed to be doing, you know, it helps you navigate those questions. But for the most part, like I said, it's not always a guarantee. I mean, as you see, we put those torches down from our inventory pet, and realistically they should have burned out already. They should have been turned into damp torches, but they weren't. So obviously, you know, that's not how it's meant to be. But anywho, I'm rambling on. Let's get set up in a tree. Like I was saying before, I kind of got scatterbrained. A tree is the best place to get set up in this game because they are massive. I mean, in this dimension, they are massive, as you can tell. And they offer great shelter, and also it's one of the quest lines to get. I mean, we already have 6 things to collect from this. So we have visit the Betweenlands, and I guess I didn't give you a good description of the Betweenlands. Again, I'm sure many of you already know, but the Betweenlands dimension is a dark and mysterious realm where strange, monstrous creatures roam amongst the remnants of a long-lost civilization that have succumbed to the spread of decay. As dangerous as it is beautiful, there is much to explore. Which is true, there's plenty to explore here. And if you're not prepared for it, it can definitely bite you in the butt. Alright, so. It's weird, okay. The dimensions. Yeah, but we have... Oh, we don't have the log, we just have... Okay, that's interesting. Our exploration, we did get stuff because we did kill the swamp hag. That is what we saw earlier. We get a little bit of money. We get a block of diamond, which is crazy. We got mutants of terror from the Betweenlands, and then a unclaimed black market container. So let's take a peek at that. And we got some crystallized obsidian. What mod is that from? Cyclic. What is this used for? You can make armor out of it. Okay. And I think we've seen some of this stuff before. That actually looks pretty dope. These crystal axes. Crystal shovel. Dang. Those actually look pretty cool. What is that? Sword of trophy? Wow, that's a big durability. Holy smokes, look at that. Blocking shoots a weakness splash potion. Holy crap, that actually sounds pretty dope. a slowness, and an ender pearl. Whoa, okay, this looks pretty cool. I'm gonna actually mark that down. Block of diamond, dragon's breath. Okay, I don't know how we get that. We need a little bit of amber. That's not, a lot of these aren't hard to get. But you need to take bottled darkness and a transmutation to get okay, how do we get that? Okay. This is not very helpful. Okay. I'm getting distracted here. We're trying to progress here. So we want to take these like so and get the logs. And boom, put them in our inventory. And we complete that quest under the dimensions to get weedwood logs. So we get a little bit of money and a random loot. We got some mining TNT. And then that will progress us further. So we do have voodoo dolls. We do have an amulet socket. Don't need to focus on those right away. The next part would be weedwood sticks, lurker skin, and then getting into some shards and crystals. Now there is a lot more to this. So obviously we can do our feed the beast quests, which we've done there. But we can also do, yes, the adventurer in the advancements tab. This is for the Betweenlands, and there's a whole slew of different things that you can complete in here. Obviously not for rewards, but it does help you progress for sure. If you are unfamiliar with the mod, let's say. We actually have unlocked quite a bit of stuff in here. The midnight, there's actually the fighter, which I believe this is for the Betweenlands as well, yeah. The herbalist for the Betweenlands as well, I believe. The miner, again, for the Betweenlands. I wish they would put these all into the same one. Yeah, so this one here, the craftsman, is probably the one that you want to start with. Yeah, this is going to be the one that you want to start with. You get the doing the table, getting a crafting table, getting a sulfur furnace, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested and you're new to this, that's the way to start. So, anywho, getting distracted, like usual. Try not to make this a super long episode either. So we should be able to make ourselves, what is that? A wood pile. Oh, that's interesting. Do we need these bad boys? No, that's not how we make, that makes the logs. I don't, weedwood planks. And that'll give us a weedwood crafting table. Cool. And really, this mod kind of kicks you, it's supposed to kick you back to basics. So everything that I mentioned before with your tools not working, with the food diminishing and everything like that, it's really meant to try to get you to start all over again. And it even references it. I mean, starting all over again with getting a crafting table going. I'm guessing that the next thing in here, it's saying sulfur furnace, but you could also get a chest going to hide things. And even here it talks about those torches that we had. Food as well. Consuming rotten food is actually a quest line as well. So the best thing for us to do is to get mining downwards, because we're going to want to get into some caverns. And again, I'm sure that a lot of you are extremely familiar with this. It is nothing new. And as you can see, here's another example. Our flux bore here works perfectly fine here without any issues. So it really just depends on what kind of mod it is, what kind of tools they are, and how the configuration has been set up with it for that mod pack. Boom and boom. So yeah, basically we'll just be kind of getting some cobblestone here together. And that is one of the other things too, is as you go further down, kind of how we saw when we spawned in there, it said caverns. You'll eventually change biomes, because this doesn't necessarily only have above ground biomes, it also has below ground biomes, which is pretty cool. And here we go. First thing that we get to is sulfur ore. So we can vein mine this bad boy up. And let's actually get some dirt placed down in here. And we can head back upstairs. And we can get going on what the next thing would be. Which, for us, if we take a look at our normal quest progression, would be to get the sticks, actually. Not to necessarily do anything with the sulfur just yet. Now, obviously, vein miner still works in this dimension, so even though our tools are not as effective, the vein miner will still work perfectly fine. So it definitely makes collecting items much, much easier. We could mine out a little bit of a space over here, and if we go to our crafting here, we'll get rid of some of that. Let's get some wood going here. And we'll get a chest so we can store some stuff. Just like so. And we'll stick some of these bigger blocks in here. And so on and so forth. Just like that. That should be good for now to get us started. And we did get our sticks. There they are. And we have our sulfur. So this is what you're supposed to do. Is you're supposed to take weedwood sticks and sulfur to get sulfur torches. Now these will not dry out or not dry out. These will not wet out in this dimension. So you can make these bad boys and place them around. They do give off a decent amount of light as well. I think they're pretty equivalent to the normal torches, if I'm not mistaken. If anything, maybe they're just a teeny bit dimmer than a normal torch. But obviously they have a different look to them as well. They have more of just a holistic yellow flame on top, I guess you could say, with a different animation going off of that. So that is that. We did get our sticks, which is a quest progression, and we got some lemon smoothies, which instantly turned to bad food. We're actually going to eat some bad food here just to display to you guys what can happen when you do. You get poisoned pretty badly, and you get hunger as well. It kind of missed it there, but that was a progression not in our normal Feed the Beast one, but in our advancements over here. So yeah, that's pretty much it to get going in this dimension. I probably will do some stuff off camera. Ooh, what is that? Like, I think it's a crab or a slug or something. Ooh, okay, this thing's coming for us. I don't know what this is. I think we killed it. Whatever it was, we killed it. But there's one last thing I'm going to show you guys before we wrap up the episode. Obviously, it's not going to deal with the Betweenlands, so we're going to head back to the main dimension here, and I'm going to get over to there and show you guys what I am talking about. I actually found it, I think I found it during the live stream, and I didn't really want to do anything with it because I wanted to have it on an episode, because obviously I know a lot of you are over here rather than on Twitch. So, give me just 1 minute, I'm going to hop over there, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, so we are out here by an ocean, obviously. I have night vision going from our wand here, and you can probably already see it marked on the map what we're going for, but it is right down here. I believe that's my spot right there that I originally went down. So let's get a block placed, let's get a torch up there, and then get down here. So I found this just by going around. It is a puzzle room, and it actually is linked to this loot game stuff. So I am not 100% sure on what we got to do for it, but I figured we would check it out on an episode here. Oh, okay. Buried secrets. Okay. We're just getting a bunch of faces here. Now let's see. So we got that. So we found a mysterious minigame dungeon. Oh, Jesus. Okay. We need more flags. What the heck does that mean? Okay. Get the chance to play Minesweeper. Beat Minesweeper at level 4. Okay. Okay. I really don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay. Let's. What does that 3 mean? I'm gonna keep this out. I don't know what's gonna happen. A 1. And we can't click. Yeah, we can't do those middle boys anymore. We got a 3 there. Got a 1. Okay, so I think it literally is just Minesweeper. So you just randomly click around and you hope you don't get a bomb, which I'm guessing is going to be a creeper. It's interesting how it did whole rows here, though. I don't recall that in the original Minesweeper. For those of you who don't know, for whatever reason, Minesweeper, it is a old school PC game that pretty much came on every Windows PC back in the day. I mean, I remember growing up playing it just out of boredom sometimes, you know, especially in like class at school. If you had a computer class, I mean, back in the day when I was a little bit younger, you know, you could hop on and play Minesweeper, or if they had Macs, it'd be a little bit different, obviously. But let's keep going here. Oh, okay. What is happening? I'm so confused. Okay. 1. Oh, okay. Like, I don't. Oh, no. Run. Oh god, oh god, oh god. The structured all you have 2 attempts left. Okay. Holy smokes, that did a lot of stuff. Okay. Oh no. All right, we have 1 attempt left. I don't know if I'm like if I should be more careful with this, if these are really that rare or not. Oh wow, okay, that opened up a lot. Okay, 3. Please no whammies. Okay. 2. Oh, jeez. And that's it. Bummer. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll find another one of those. It was just cool to experience it in general. Because I've never really seen that before. And we'll have to maybe we'll look up doing a little more research on like what. Ooh, there's a broken dungeon lamp, dungeon wall, dungeon ceiling, cracked dungeons. There's a ton of different blocks. Holy smokes. On like more so what options there are for this, you know, like how you're supposed to play it, if there are different ones that you can play, and so on and so forth. I'm sure there are. Let's get to some of this cracked, get some of that in there. Yeah, I'm sure that there are. I'm just not obviously very familiar with it. But that was actually kind of cool. It was cool to experience. We'll try to find more. I don't know how rare they are. I mean, we've only found that one. And even still, I found that one kind of out of pure luck. What the heck? What was that? I have no idea what just happened there. We're just getting fully attacked, though. Let's get out of there. Let's head home. So, I know a little bit of a crazy episode, getting to the Betweenlands, catching everyone up on everything, and going and trying out this puzzle game. But there's obviously plenty more to do. We'll try to find another puzzle game, and we'll try to do it on another episode. When we come back, I'll probably continue on the Betweenlands, try to get some stuff completed in there, and keep going and try to explore a little more, because there is plenty more to explore. Even though it seems like it wants you to start from the beginning, there are plenty of high-level mobs and bosses, that you can fight, which are pretty interesting, and I'm sure that they're going to go hand in hand with our bounty board at some point in time. But anyway, guys, we're going to call an episode there. I know it's a little bit longer than the past ones have been, but had a lot to go over. So, with that being said, thank you guys for sticking through till the end. If you like this episode, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave me a comment. I know, or as you guys know, I do love to read all your comments. I try to reply to as many as I possibly can. If you're new to the channel, want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. But other than that, guys, I will catch you all in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.